This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. And he said unto me, in the beginning, when the earth was made, before the borders of the world stood, or ever the winds blew, before it thundered and lightened, or ever the foundations of paradise were laid, before the fair flowers were seen, or ever the movable powers were established, before the innumerable multitude of angels were gathered together, or ever the heights of the air were lifted up, before the measures of the firmament were named, or ever the chimneys in Sion were hot, and ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Haracha Kodash. The Lord is bringing judgment upon the earth, and everything that's going on today is going on because there's a purpose and a plan that the Most High has. Yahawashi's kingdom is about to be established, and before that kingdom can be established, the thrones of the earth have to be put down. There's all different types of calamities going on around the earth, and it's only because the Lord is putting these things to pass, because it's time for this wicked kingdom to be put down, and the rulers of this wicked kingdom to be put down, and his son Yahawashi to be established back up on the throne, and righteousness to rule the earth, and the righteous of the Lord, which are the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, to rule once again. This is Zephaniah 3 and 5. The just Lord is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning that they bring his judgment to light, he faileth not, but the unjust know no shame. So these nations that knoweth no shame, and Israelites that know no shame, the Lord is bringing judgments upon them, and he is destroying them. So we're at that point now where, as they say, the rubber meets the pavement. And seeing that the rubber is meeting the pavement right now prophetically, we're witnessing the Heavenly Father's work and his judgment upon the earth. And that's why you see all these different things going on, because it's time for the Lord to destroy this place and to fulfill the words which he spoke thousands of years ago. This is Isaiah 42 and 9. Behold, the former things that come to pass, and new things do I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. And you see that around the world today, and you see the different scenarios that are playing out, like in California and other places around the world, where you have fires and destruction going on around the world. Isaiah 29 and 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's what's happening. These fires are licking up California, they're licking up parts of the world, and they're destroying this place because these are part of the plagues that the Lord said he was going to send upon the earth when his coming, or his righteousness, is going to be established back on the earth. This is Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? So who's doing this? It's the Heavenly Father that's doing these things. Why is that? Because he's bringing forth judgment upon the earth. And this time, the Lord said he's going to destroy this place by fire, because the Lord himself is a consuming fire. Hebrews 12:29. For our power is a consuming fire. So the Lord is going to destroy this place because he is a consuming fire. He is that consuming fire. And this place is going to be destroyed. Job 22 and 19. The righteous see it and are glad, and the innocent laugh in scorn. So we're supposed to be happy about these things that are happening. It says, verse 20, whereas our substance is not cut down, but the remnant of them the fire consumeth. And that's what's happening. The fire is consuming this place. And you have floods and landslides, as you see. And this place is pretty much finished. This is Job 38:25. Who have divided a watercourse for the overflowing of waters, or a way for the lightning of thunder? So the Most High is bringing forth these judgments upon the earth. Isaiah 28:2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and a strong one, which has a tempest of hail and destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So the Lord is bringing these things to pass, because this place has been wicked over much. And it's time for the Lord YAHAWASHI4ELECTION to bring an end to this sinful kingdom known as America. So there's different things happening around the earth, as you see, that are bringing forth the end of this man's system. Job 12:15, because there's a, you read the scriptures, it tells you that there's a boundary for the waters, but the Most High is causing these waters to go past their boundaries, because it's time for these devils to go down. And these are the signs that we're supposed to be looking for to the destruction of this place coming. Job 12:15, behold, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth. And that's what's happening. These are straight up judgments of YAHAWASHI4ELECTION, washing away these places by water, turning upside down these places by earthquakes, destroying these places by fire. And eventually what's going to happen is the Lord is going to send a thermonuclear destruction to America and the land of Israel to really jack this place up and take these devils down, these Edomites. Job 14:18, and surely the mountain falling cometh to naught, and the rock is removed out of his place. The waters were the stones. Thou washest away the things which grow out of the dust of the earth, and thou destroyest the hope of man. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's destroying the hope of man, because this place is gone. This place is straight up wicked. And the Lord is causing these stones to be worn away, that they set up for boundaries to stop these floods. But they don't understand that this is the devastation of the Lord. The Most High himself is doing this. And the world is going to know, before this whole place goes up in flames, that Yahweh is the power of the heavens. That God that is the one that created everything, and the one that's going to end everything. And these different nations are going to be catching hell, because the Lord said they were going to be catching hell. So everything you see is not done by coincidence. It's done by the Lord, the Most High himself, Yahweh, the power. Luke 21:25, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. So there's going to be all type of stuff that's going to be happening. That's going to be a beautiful thing to see this whole shithole of a world and the wickedness that it's become to be destroyed. Because the Lord destroyed the ancient world by water because of the wickedness of man. This time around, it's going to be by fire. And these different nations that are ruling, these kings that are ruling, and the people that are in control and are allowed to do whatever they want are going to be brought down, because it's the time of judgment. And the Most High is not playing anymore, man. He's about to destroy this place with a sword destruction. This is the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 39. I'm sorry, yes, 32 and 39. See, now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, man, is bringing these different calamities upon the earth, because it's time for the Lord to visit this place, man. It's time for the Lord to devastate this place. It's time for the Lord to open up and show to the world who the real power of the heavens is that's causing these things to happen. It's His power. It's His world. He created it. He's the one that made it. He's the one that molded it and shaped it. It's His architecture. It's His plans. So now we're at that point now where the devastation is being shown on the earth, because these are things that Yahawashi spoke of when He was still on the earth. You know, He said, when you see these things, lift up your head, for your salvation draweth nigh. Matter of fact, going back to Luke 21:25, down to the 26th verse, it says, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. So that stiff upper lip that Esau has, these Edomites have, and these other nations, it's going to be shaken. They're going to be trembling. They're going to be like women. They're going to grab their loins like as if they was having birth pains, because of the things that are coming they're not going to be able to explain. And these international bankers that are Edomites, they're going to be looking at these things and finding out once and for all that they're not in control, and that they never were in control, and that this place is being brought down because it's the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi doing it. And they're going to recognize that there is a power in the heavens, that there is a God in the heavens, there is a mighty power in the heavens that's doing this destruction, that's bringing this devastation, that's crushing these devils, man. And it's going to be known. There's going to be no more disrespect of the Heavenly Father. There's not going to be no more disrespect of His Son, Yahweh and Yahawashi. There's going to be no more disrespect of the angels. There's going to be no more disrespect of who the real Israelites are, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. This is the time that we're coming to. This is what we've been looking for. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what has been promised to us. And we're going to continue on through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahawashi, Abba Ratazah, which is Father willing, that we can continue on to the end, man, and see the devastation and see what it is to see the reward of the wicked and the things that they do, and what happens to them when they become wicked. Back to Luke 21:27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And man, that's going to be a sight in itself. There's no movie, there's nothing, no dramatic event on the earth that could ever even come close to the majesty and the beautiful situation and the beautiful things that are going to happen when the Lord brings this place down. There's going to be nothing in comparison to it. You know, we only have our vivid imagination and some of the movies and things that we've seen in our lifetime to really be able to kind of explain what's going to happen. But the majesty and the glory of what's going to happen, it can't even be put into words, man. You know, not even the Apostle Paul, with the great wisdom that he had, going up into the heavens and seeing the things that he saw, and he said it couldn't be uttered into words. This can't compare to anything that we can put into words, because it's not going to be able to be put into words. So it's going to be an action that all nations on the planet Earth know. All these people around the world know what's going to happen, you know, in their spirit, because this has all been put in our spirit, because this already happened. This is something that already happened. You know, we're just playing out right now the movie that the Most High already created. Verse 28, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift your heads up, for your redemption draweth nigh. And that's what we're waiting for, man. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Shalom.